Hey, it's Steve Zonardo here with Mike Gaddy, and we're in the new podcast studio at our Remax Experts office. This is going to be the first production. The sound's amazing, lighting's amazing. Can't see Mike a little bit this planned. We're going to figure this out a little bit. We got Stefanush on the mic too.
What's
here.
going on?
And that's it. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff happening both sides of the border.
We do, but we have to first slow it down a little. You guys are both Formula One fans, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, Steve, what's that's a nice card. Who
My
gave it to
secret
you?
admirer gave this to me.
Ooh,
My
Lando Norris.
Sugar daddy.
What are you guys saying about Formula One? Do you think it's catching heat again, or do you think it's
I
becoming
think it's getting
mainstream?
entertaining again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some other teams chasing Red Bull that are contenders. Lando only lost by 2.8 seconds last race, 1 point something the race before.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that.
Obviously, the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
one, Ferrari got disqualified both drivers, right?
No.
Yeah. What happened? The last race
No, they
in
finished the
Montreal.
race.
In Montreal, sorry.
No, they
Montreal, they
finished.
didn't
Finished.
finish.
They didn't finish?
Was it?
I thought they were disqualified. Yeah, in Montreal.
I forgot, honestly.
I think.
Are you guys Ferrari fans?
Yeah, I like Ferrari because of Leclerc, and it's
Ah.
coming back
From
because
Quebec, right? He's from Quebec.
no, he's from Monaco. He's in Monegasque. Yeah,
We don't have any good driver.
he's like a Lance Stroll. Like that guy, his dad bought his way into the. Doesn't. He's a good driver. But he's not at the level of F1.
Really?
Yeah, there's so many talented kids out there that'll destroy him.
Do we have any really good Canadian? Maybe in the F2,
No,
perhaps.
Latifi, I don't know much about F2. You would know
No.
better. But Latifi was like the last driver. Same thing. Dad bought his way through.
Same thing. Yeah.
So, for you
Very
guys,
intelligent though.
did you go to Montreal? Have you ever gone to Montreal?
No, we were talking about Texas this year, but
Yeah.
Texas, that's right. That last
come?
podcast. Yes, I told you last time I'll come.
So let's do it. It's
1000%.
in October.
Yeah, of course. I'm 100% in. Having said that, do you guys feel that Lewis Hamilton is the Michael Schumacher of our age? He's considered the GOAT.
oh yeah, he's
Or
got-
Verstappen, yeah.
Numbers wise, he's got the
I
most.
think Verstappen's more like Michael.
No,
still-
but
he's
he's
still
still
coming.
young. But he's still.
Listen, I'm a Hamilton fan, huge fan, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. He always pulls out. Like he always had like great results with the car. But remember that the Red Bull was always underpowered. It was always underdeveloped. Like the last couple of years, and then he still snuck out wins, or always came second in the championship. He always got that car up there. And if you look at the difference between him and Checo was a good driver. If you ever see him in Force India, and shit, the guy can drive,
He
right?
came from last.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
won the race.
And look, he's like 11 seconds off of his pace. It's just he's amazing. So I would
Wow.
imagine I think we're watching history. And again, I'm not a huge Max fan in the past, but I'm grown to love him because it's like, and again, and people are like, oh, he's winning everything and they hate him for that. But the guy's his mom was a professional go-kart champion. His dad was an F1 race car driver. He's like the perfect, that's the concoction what you get of that,
Yeah.
that chemistry between father and mother. But I think Verstappen's gonna we're in
He's
his
on
it's like the
another level.
Jordan phase. Like we're looking at
watching it.
Michael Jordan in his early days.
Well, what's his age? How old is he?
It's 27.
Something like that.
Still a kid.
Or maybe younger, maybe 24. 24 maybe. He's
He's like a baby.
yeah, he's like 24, like Leclerc's age.
Yeah.
What's his background? Is it
Dutch.
Dutch, yeah, another.
Dutch. Belgian.
another one, right? Who else is Dutch in the F1?
Oh no, I
from
think he's the only one, the only Dutch.
He's actually half Belgium. He's for UK,
Lando
but the
North?
mom is she's from Belgium.
Where's
Yeah.
Piastri from Australia?
Piastri's from Australia, but he's Italian descent.
Yeah.
Piastre.
Beautiful.
Northern Italian.
Speaking of some Italians in Nobleton, what's going on in Nobleton, guys? We were seeing some Instagram kerfuffle. What's going on? Talk to me about it.
We got a project coming out from Tribute Communities. So basically, in the gates of Nobleton, there's a piece of land that wasn't developed. It was left for the school, and now it's coming back for development. There's going to be 22 luxury homes being built on this project. So we're obviously with another realtor have it exclusively listed. So there's going to be a range of 50, 60, 70s, and 80-foot lot frontages with a range of houses that you could put between 3,000 and 5,500 square feet, either two-story detached or like a big bungalow of your choice. Yeah, so there's going to be we're probably launching in the next month, 2 months.
It should have been earlier. There's some technical difficulties. We won't talk too much about it based
Yeah.
on the project, but yeah, they're ready to go. Like we're supposed to do the launch this week. Today's the 26th. It would
It
have been
was supposed
today.
to be today. Yeah.
And we were
Now,
actually taking it.
when you say launch, before it goes on the market, kind of thing,
We're gonna have an event. We're actually gonna have like a night
like a
where
VIP.
kind of, yeah, where you sign up and show up to an event space that we're gonna
Can we
have. So
disclose pricing yet or no?
we don't have pricing.
Oh, okay.
I
No.
can give you a range.
Yeah, what's the
but
range?
it could change, but it's between like 2.3 and 3.7.
Because it starts at 3,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And goes up to 5,500.
Correct.
So it starts at 2.3 and goes up to
3.7, 3.6.
4
Yeah,
mil.
yeah.
Almost 4 mil.
Well,
We're in a niche market.
Those are gonna be on some heavy lots though. 80 by, I think they're almost 160, 170 deep.
yeah, they're like soccer fields.
And as soon as we launch, you guys, are you exclusive?
We'll be exclusive.
Yeah, it's good. It's a cool project. Really great.
Huge.
Yeah, coming back. And again, this is what I've been flying back no matter what for the normal business, but it was like we had to do sometimes two trips a month just to come back and finalize stuff. So we're helping out with the marketing and stuff like that too, which is great. Once you start collaborating, and we start to see how like our input is like I can't believe how much input we can actually have on a project of that magnitude, because again it's like a 60 to 70 million dollar sellout project. At the end that's a 60 to 70 million dollars sales, right? So and then to have input where we brainstorm with the tribute staff and the whole thing, and then our input, like we're seeing a lot of our change addition, like our comments becoming additions and changes to the actual project. It's just amazing. Also gives us the courage for what we're doing. It's like, we got it, man. Like we got the knowledge, we got the know-how, we know how to build it, we know how to market it, we can sell it. Clearly, obviously, the market, we got to make sure, like, these are niche products, very expensive luxury products. But our confidence in the project is because it's a small portion of an already developed area, so it is a
And it's gonna
niche
be a
product.
better product, a more modernized
Yeah.
product of what's already there.
Yeah, and knowing the area, like it was one of the most desirable sections to be in. We lived in King Country Estates, so it was like, oh, you live there? Well, it's not Gates and Nobleton, and it's just like, what do you mean? It's like, is that bad? Like,
Really?
warehouses are 2.5 years or 2.8. Like, we're still cousins.
Who's
But anyway, so that was literally, that was a whole thing with that.
So obviously this is a work in progress. When is it going to be built?
2 years, right?
Yeah, 18 to 24 months
If everything goes
from
well.
when we launch.
If everything goes well,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, once we launch I can't see it like taking longer than that. Like once the ball's rolling. Yeah.
I think even looking at the market in general, like we're gonna ride a wave right now between U.S. and even Canada. Obviously, the interest rates are lowering here. We went down a quarter point. They're gonna go down another quarter point. Like we probably go maybe two more adjustments by the end. I think we go down 0.75% by this whole change of this year. The States is gonna start adjusting very shortly. We're listening to a guy I've been following for like my entirety of like real estate investing is the Kiyosaki brand, but it was Ken McElroy. He's got some great information, and obviously we got money out now. We're building a property in Cape Coral. We're about to break ground with that. I think we can talk about that too.
Let's do it. This is an episode
Yeah.
all about talking about new and exciting things.
So new and exciting things. We're like in the building process right now, building permit process for a project in Cape Coral. We're building a 2,150 square foot 3-car garage, 3+1 bedroom, 3 bathroom with a pool bath, a pool backed onto a canal with
my
a cage.
gosh.
Beautiful property, 10-foot ceilings, the whole thing. Like it's a sweetie, and obviously Mike had a big. He designed the floor plan basically. Mike, you
Beautiful.
Steve gave me the reins though, so it was good.
yeah,
Beautiful.
I have. I'm not biased. Just fucking get it done. Let's get going here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the floor plan's great. We had some next touches. We took some of the attributes that I found best, because obviously selling and dealing with that market on a daily basis. Again, full time out that way. We kind of took some of the great attributes of some of the builders, the big builders, and stuck it into our homes to kind of make it more appealing. And that's what we want to do. We want to build like a medium to upper, I guess, product.
Yeah. And the good thing is that Steve has the like in the whatever you want to call it, like knowledge firsthand, where he's going on with buyers and sellers, and even at one point it was a renter that brought up a good point with storage, that you as a builder and you're looking at a new area, you don't know exactly what everyone needs, and you see firsthand with all these people that they want the
1000%.
storage, they need that extra third car garage. So we added all these things into our design and build for these reasons. If there are a lot of builders
Also
that,
living, I've been living there for
and
2 years.
yeah,
So
exactly.
it's like you kind of
Has it been
see
2 years?
in October. Yeah.
Wow.
Not wild.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah. After that event you left.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when are we? So when are we breaking ground there?
Shit, it could be next week, but we're going
Yeah.
July
July
8th.
3rd. But we're looking today because so again, the process is we're building this property. We want to get this to a point where it's 1 this year, 3 next year. So 1 in 24, 3 in 25, 5 in 26, and then 10 in 27. That's the magnitude, because any money that we earn out of the projects in capital, right back in. We're just gonna basically the real estate sales is what's gonna pay for the daily, lifestyle and the whole thing. But that build's got to be. We're talking today at lunch. I must have given these guys a headache, but it was like
No, it's all good. We love
1,000
it.
kilometers an hour. Like how we have to get this thing together in the future. Everything's built. It's just a matter of like one step at a time. We got just one platform.
Putting
on
those
top.
blocks.
Yeah. One brick at a time.
so-
but going back to this,
yeah.
so we're building this to get to this magnitude of properties. So we want to make sure that everything is like out of sight, out of mind. So this is my whole process and everything. It's just like make sure you got somebody for everything, so you're not dealing with it on a daily basis. You're not wasting a lot of your time, and you can kind of move it. So what we did is we hired a permitting company that does all the permit submission for us. So, and again, there's some inaccuracies with that. It kind of held it back a bit, which is okay. We kind of planned for this beginning of July anyway, but there's some inaccuracies with the documents that were sent. Whatever, it's all good. But we had a permitting company, so she's doing all the permits for us, all that legwork, back, forth, and submit, unsubmit, whatever.
And she does hundreds of permits a year, so she knows all the ins and outs.
Yeah,
Which for us it would be
Correct.
10 times, not 2.
You would have to call and be on the phone. It's just like, why?
And a learning curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I hired a third-party engineer. So it's not the serving company's different. Surveying company's different. Then we hired a third-party engineer. So basically, what they're doing is what we submit our plans, our drawings, because we had an architect, and their engineers put it all together, all structural and all that stuff, and then they send it out to a third-party engineer, and the third-party engineer now is basically going to put it through like the proven act, let's call it. It's like now they're taking the place of the city, and they're going to basically look at everything. How does the structural look? How does the mechanical look? Does it have egress windows? So they're playing the city basically, like the county. And what happens is we have to make changes on what they're telling us. So this is like back in real time. So like, for example, nothing came back, to be honest, but let's just say we had one issue and we kind of straightened it up with Jay. Again, we hired another person to do all the construction. So it's like, throw it out. And so there's the egress windows where we had there's a casement windows.
Yeah, in a third bedroom
But it was double hung, and then we changed it to casement.
to fix that issue.
Yeah.
Because
So
only
there's
half the window open.
half the window. So there's the egress. Obviously, when you got an egress window, it has to be a certain size of square footage, right, to get out of the property, like
And
an
every
exiting window.
bedroom there needs egress
Yeah.
from the window.
So every bedroom. So we had, because the bedroom was a little tighter, to put a queen size bed in the middle. The windows, we put 2 smaller windows on the side. So if they're double hung, which means that they're like this, and then the bottom like goes halfway. Which all the windows are like this. All my houses are like this.
Yeah.
So what we did is we converted them into casements. So basically, it's the full height of the window opening, like this, like a traditional one you see here in York Region, right, or in GTA. But anyway, stuff like that. But they would have caught that, send it back to us, and then we can make the changes and then send it back to them, and then so we can get things back in real time, 1 day apart. Rather than with the county, it's like 5 days, a week, 2 weeks, and I'll finish the point here. And it's like the good thing about this is that what happens, because the county is overwhelmed with permitting and a bunch of stuff, if you are not cheap and you hire a third-party engineer, if you're like, you're looking at this as time more than like nickels and dimes,
Times
right?
money.
Yeah. So what we did is basically once the plan gets submitted and it's under submission under the county, you have T-minus 21 days to start the project. And if they don't even spit that plan out in that period, you can start without them even approving it.
Wow.
The
'Cause
third party could approve it.
Yeah, the third party will approve it.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
But it does sound like there's a lot of moving pieces.
Just if you think of
So
that little
we haven't even
fucking part.
started. Imagine how many moving pieces. Think like with a construction background, it's a lot easier. We have 70% of the, let's say, the roadmap already drawn out. That 30% is all the figuring out of all these little things, which that's a lot. But without any sort of background at all, like I think you'd be totally lost.
100%. And then it's like now you got a construction company that we hired on that they're going to do all the construction work, right? And then obviously we're going to supplement some of the subs, obviously based on price, and they're going to supply
Really, they're
the
like
stuff.
a consultant essentially.
Correct, yeah. And they're getting the jobs,
Yeah.
most of them. And then even with them, it's like, okay, now you got to get a hub and tack, which is going back to the survey company. So we're trying to build, we have this on a Trello, everything, I run everything on Trello. My coach gave me this program in the past. So everything's run on this. So now we have this whole program where it's like, okay, this is the process, these are the people, this is the cost, these are the perm, like everything is starting to compile. So then after, what I want to do with this program, like whatever we built, is literally give it this, like get it going, get it flowing, and then that's it. Like pass it on. Like this is your job. Make sure all this shit gets done.
This is like building the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
It's like-
and then we could oil it where we need to.
So, so
Tighten
my,
it up.
my question is for everyone that just heard all that, how do you guys do that and be realtors? Like now we're not even talking about all the other work that you guys have outside of this home building. So how do you do it? How do you juggle it all?
I don't know. I guess time management. Steve's really good at that. To be
No, but I'm
honest.
curious, Steve, how?
I think it's under necessity. You know, I think the good thing about people always go towards pleasure instead of pain. I've always gone towards
Very
pain
good.
versus pleasure. I always go towards pain. Pain is the most rewarding part. We do that cold plunge now. I do it 3 times a week, not because I don't want to do 5. I think it's for gains and muscle. So you got to watch with that. So there's something. But anyways, I'm going towards the pain to get the results instead of sitting on the couch eating potato chips. But it's my whole life is like that. So the more I go towards pain, the more I get rewarded, the more I'm able to pack on my back. So it's like now we're running so much stuff, even there in Florida with the property management company. We're doing, my wife opened up a little staging section of it. Again, as opportunities come up in what we're doing, we're not outsourcing it. We're like bringing it in house. Let's put another LLC on it. We can build it. And then also, yeah, the development in the real estate office. And then after, hopefully, end of this year, I want to get into that more of that REIT style business where we kind of raise capital and we look at projects. We're talking about it this afternoon. How
Like a hedge fund or not a hedge fund? What are we calling
I
it?
don't even know what they're called.
I don't even know what they're called either.
No, it'd be like a limited partnership, like you're saying. I don't know. What would?
I don't even know what
There's like a name for it, but I see what you're saying.
I've done it with
People
great-
Okay,
fund.
syndication too.
syndication. Yeah,
okay.
I did it with Graybrook, where it's a huge syndication where you give them money, they find a viable project, you give them money based on their performance, and you get a return in 3 to 5 years, 7 years, whatever it is. So we want to do that. That's obviously a portion of it, because with that, like our main focus is for the building to get to a point where it's, again, I want to make it to 60 houses. I think that's my threshold, and I don't want
Within 10
10 years. Yeah, I should be able. And again, it's sounds harder than what it is, but if you look at it, once you start doing infill projects where it's like 10 20 townhouses, those are considered 20 of the 60.
Now, in order for you guys to continue this journey, you'll have to build this one, sell this one, and then work, right? Or are you going to already start mapping
away.
it out? You're starting to map it out.
Yeah, even ideally, if we can draw it or write it out like to perfection. If we got started now in the early of July and got it sold within the 3 months of like on the market, because we want to list it as under construction, because we're doing a big rendering now. We just hired a company to do like a whole virtual walkthrough of rendering. So we want to have this whole experience, like a digital experience. Technology's here.
Sure.
So they're working on the whole rendering of it, so you can feel the back on the canal. We're gonna mimic the whole back, all the
All
houses.
virtually.
Wow.
Yeah.
When is that going to
It's
come
gonna be
into
like
play?
the metaverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Hopefully it turns out like this. So, but they'll complete it in 3 weeks and like
Wow.
$3,000. Yeah,
That's not that bad though.
It's not
I
the
mean-
whole house though.
Oh,
it's 4 hot spots.
Yeah.
oh, so it's not the whole house.
The backyard, I want to do the backyard for sure. The hot spot.
Yeah.
What would you say is the selling point to this property?
I'll just
course.
recap here. So if we can write it to perfection, first 3 months on the market, get it sold prior to finishing the product. So now we have a deposit checked in hand, we have a contract in place, we deliver the product by December. If we can back up from December 3 months, so what does that make it to? November, October. If so, let's just say December's closing, like between September, October, already like into the next lot. allocation, buy the lot next door. We have like already a
Gotcha.
process, and then start the process. Get my whole Trello system
The
on
thing
it.
is, it'll be a
Bang,
lot
bang, bang.
faster this time.
Yeah.
Because the next time,
The
sorry,
second time
the
around.
first time we'll have like 90% of it figured out again, right? And then we're going back to it. Like we even have like part of the system that the lady that's doing the permits for us, like we can buy the lot and already send it for approvals before we even close on it. So we can even purchase, have an extended closing, get our permits
This is on the second time around.
on the second time around, close a lot, and then start building right away.
So you see the process, you start to fine tune it with us. Right now, we're working with very coarse. I was just like throw it together. It's gotta go. Just I don't give a shit. Just run and just throw it in front of you.
Now, are you going to have to hire
Now it's-
people designated to this project as they grow?
Yeah.
Once we're up to whatever 3, 4, 5 units a year,
You'll need
for
someone
We'll have
specifically.
someone in house just for that.
Wow. So, Steve, what is your biggest?
Mike's that's it.
What?
What?
Nothing.
What happened?
No, nothing.
This is going to go on a video.
Yeah.
Steve, what is the biggest selling feature to this new property?
Selling feature. We
The-
just mentioned all those.
The backyard, though, is that like? Would you say that's a big allure?
We're on a canal for sure. Like it's got everything. There's no detriment with it. It's the best section for me, I think, in Cape Coral, based on it's a utility expansion program where it's city water and sewer, so it's not septic and well. I think that's a bonus. The location where it is, it's close to North Fort Myers, but also all like the main enterprise, like commercial sector.
All the main big box stores are right there.
Big box stores are there, and then also there's a whole section that's getting built now, like the hospital and a whole bunch of shit that's
Just
getting
north.
built just adjacent to us. So again, location's great. It's the design of the house is amazing. The quality of the finishes will be there.
What about for the people who are saying, well, how far am I from the airport, from the beach, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in Cape Coral, you're probably I guess you could be foreign too. Like a lot of Germans,
Right.
for people from Germany live.
Person we bought it was German.
Yeah, yeah.
Person we bought off was German.
Yeah.
So
But
what do you
even the
guys think
lot
about-
itself, like people aren't gonna realize how good of a lot we actually bought unless you appreciate like the land. Like at the end of the day, we're in a zero flood zone, right? That's in Cape Coral is like a big deal, right? So if you know what you're looking for when you're buying, you're gonna pay a premium for something like that, right? Because if you're in a flood zone, well, now you're gonna pay higher insurance, first of all. Second of all, you're probably gonna have a huge hill to get into your house because they build them up on huge mounds of sand, right?
Really?
Which you won't have that. There's gonna be definitely like our lot is definitely sloped up a little bit, but it's not even half of what some of the other ones are, right? So that's kind of a big deal if you know what you're looking for there.
So it's got everything. The only thing that we didn't do that would make it like the top notch is the tile on the roof rather than shingle. That's the only thing, because you're getting a pool, you're getting everything. The cage, it's got a dock with a I was gonna swear, but
Yeah, don't swear.
with a fucking patio. Right?
Thank you.
No, so they had a patio on the back, not patio, a deck rather.
A deck?
A deck and a
Pavers, they call them there.
no the back of the canal. So it's got
Oh,
a
the
seawall.
canal, sorry.
It's got a seawall, a dock, the dock rather.
Oh, the dock, yeah.
and a place.
And you don't have what's on the roof?
We're gonna be
Pretty
actual- like
traditional
actual-
shingle,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, like back, like here.
Like your
Like,
house,
yeah.
like in
And how come you chose that opposed to?
cost.
It's significant.
Half.
Half. That's huge.
Probably about
Yeah,
half.
yeah, maybe even more. I'm not even sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
a roof like mine, like a single family, not even my house, but like $60,000 a roof.
Is that what you have? Clay? Is it clay? What is it?
No, it mimics clay. Like we did like a
Also, it's not clay.
we did a slate look, not a Mediterranean, which is like the barrel
Correct.
roof.
Yeah.
Like our personal residence, and it's basically a poured concrete
Which is-
into shingles.
It's
Rather.
a forever, right?
No,
It's not.
Nothing's forever, Stephanie.
Not really.
No, I
The
think
clay ones
it's,
might
it's
be,
good for
yeah.
30 years,
Yeah.
but it's not even the tile. It's the membrane underneath, because that's what creates the seal from the water. It's not the actual tile itself. It's the membrane, which is like a thick, like stick and peel and stick that they put over the roof.
On the one
Underneath the tiles.
underneath
yeah,
the tile.
yeah. So it's not the tiles that totally decay. It's the membrane underneath that.
But you'll have to remove all the tiles in order
Yeah,
to
there's
take it
garbage,
out. So
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
wow. So
Yeah, so it only
regardless,
lasts 30 years.
really,
And that's even with shingles, the same shit, the same membrane. It's just
Yeah.
different tile system.
what's going on
I
here,
got
Steve?
my guy and working. No, I'm serious. Wait, sorry, man. He's gonna finish up work. I have him at the My client sells. He's did all the assembly of furniture. Wow.
What?
Trent,
Yeah, that's awesome, buddy. Thank you.
this guy's the best.
We'll check in tomorrow, 9:30.
Is that a voice message or a text to voice?
I'm too lazy to text.
Well, we've
He
come
loves
to
it.
that time. We've come to that time, and
Oh.
I've had a blast listening to what's progressing from here to there, and everything that's going to kick in. So probably at the end of the year, you guys are going to have this house. Oh, one more thing. When do you think the house is going to be built, fully built?
Scheduled end of December, early Jan, depending on delays.
They work fast there.
It's
We're gonna push them.
You
So-
think that's not slow?
the,
That's fast.
The guy that's doing the shell work for us, he says he should have it off the footing, like excavated footing, slab, shell, which is the masonry block, the concrete block, roof trusses, sheathing, windows, 7 weeks.
How? Try
Yeah.
to say that over here, and never gonna. They're not gonna even
And
dig.
Even look at our permitting timeline, right?
Yeah.
Here it's like 6 months at least, minimum.
And ours was like 3 months, but it was
3 months because
some back
yeah.
bullshit.
the next one will be
a
much
month
quicker.
and a half. Month,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, 7 weeks for all of that.
And you know what? To be honest, like, you're going to be able to take it down. Like the big builders there, Pulte Homes, obviously one of the biggest builders in America, Lennar. Lennar is going to bring them down to 90 odd days.
Wow.
Pulte,
From nothing.
97 days. Something's crazy. Pulte right now in Verdana, I was talking to the one of the construction managers there. They're all my buddies there, right?
Here we go.
I love it.
Here we go.
But anyway, you're down to 127 days on a Stellar. A Stellar is an echelon lot, 60 footers, one of the more higher end version of these
What's the
houses.
square footage on that?
That's about 2,500 square feet, single family.
Perfect size.
Single story rather, big roof. Like that's a big project.
Also, it's like a bungalow.
bungalow, yeah.
It's similar to what we're building, just probably like 300-400 square feet bigger.
Is
Yeah.
your house 2-story or one?
One big
One.
bungalow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that is, man, that's very.
We're building this
quick.
for you, stuff. We're gonna give you a
Oh,
deal.
can't wait.
775
I mean,
cash,
let's go. USD, obviously.
of course. We don't deal with Monopoly money.
You know what we are dealing with, Steve?
Where we're gonna
Mike,
find-
at
Oh
your
my
camera,
gosh.
at this camera. Tell everyone where they can find you two legends.
You can find us Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. You can find me directly at Mike Gaddy Realtor, and Steve. You can find him at Steven Zoller.
Nice.